Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing water. Here. It's going to be water in a plastic bottle.
You got that from the tap.
Water from a plastic bottle. Bought fresh from Tesco, I believe it is.
No, it's from Lidl.
Garrett Glen?
It's really good. You should try it.
So I'm going to test it.
I'm so sorry, Lidl.
First time testing it, guys.
She's going to hate you so much. Whose phone is that? Mine.
So straight away as I tested it, I can taste the silky smooth texture of it. Stop laughing at me. Yeah, so it has like, I don't know how to call it, but the texture is really nice and
Thank you.
it makes me feel at home sometimes. You know, in the darkest days, sometimes you just need tap water from a plastic bottle and you'll feel right at home. So let me just drink it one more time to make sure I've got the best taste of it. Yes. So the third time testing it, I see like the taste comes out more. And this taste is like very sweet and chewy. Like, it just has a lot of flavour to it. Don't you guys agree?
Yeah. What bullshit are you going on about, mate?
Anyway, but did you know that what this is made out of, plastic, isn't actually every person's daily routine? Like, when you wake up, the first thing you will see is a plastic alarm clock. Maybe you have like an alarm clock next to your bed or like a clock in your room.
Nah,
That's made out
of my big dick.
That's made out of plastic.
It's really not, mate. Where do you think I should put these photos?
And like everything around you is made out of plastic. Like I'm looking in my friend's room right now. Plastic.
That's not fucking plastic.
This is plastic.
I didn't see you.
This is literally plastic.
Yeah, I can tell that's plastic, but I thought you pointed at the desk.
No, this is plastic. This is plastic. That's plastic. This is plastic. There's just so much plastic surrounding you. And you know what happens when you have to dispose of the plastic? You know what happens, yeah? They end up going in the sea sometimes because people who don't know how to put stuff in the bin, they get washed up by the shoreline. They get washed up by the ocean. And after years, and so there's like different types of plastics and how long it takes for them to break down. But there's this primary plastics, which is like engineered to be small. So it's like glitter, sequins. Stop laughing at me. I am trying to speak my voice here. Okay, laugh now, but you won't be laughing at me when I'm leader of Greenpeace. And then there's secondary plastic, and that's from plastic bottles, synthetic clothing.
Synthetic clothing isn't plastic.
Synthetic is literally
It's
like
not.
Yes,
It's
synthetic.
mixed with
There's
other
fibers,
stuff.
yeah, and it's mixed with like plastic fibers,
Mixed.
and it's mixed with plastic fibers.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
I know it's mixed with like.
Yeah. It's a secondary source of plastic.
Okay, you're recording that.
Chill, man. I've watched my TED Talks. Oh my god. Okay. So back to this. Secondary source plastics. Synthetic clothing. A cup of tea. A tea bag has literally got plastic parts in it to make the actual tea bag. And like, it's crazy because all these plastics that are being broken down over time are called microplastics. And these are very bad. And a plastic bag takes 400 years to break down, and like a bottle.
Speaking straight facts, bro.
a bottle could like take around the same amount of time. But because plastic has been a thing since plastic has been a thing since, I swear I wrote it down here. Where is it? The plastic has been around since the 1950s. So obviously back then they didn't really care about like all this like climate stuff. Well, I'm sure they did, but like they weren't as aware of it as they are now. So obviously they don't care as much if they just chucked plastic in the oceans. And I'm not good at math, so I don't know how long. Stop, bro! They're literally filming me. I don't know how long that takes to break down. Like, if that's like only 50 years or something, but they are breaking down eventually, and that's gonna go in like the fish, like animals in the sea. That's gonna go in their like bodies, and you know, like a lot of people buy fish obviously to eat, and if there's plastic in them and we're going to be consuming them, that's really like unhealthy for us, because
do you remember the thing
there's like in our body, and that can cause a lot of like problems such as chemical imbalances, abrasions, chemicals in the plastics that have been like stuck onto them throughout time from the oceans as well are going into us, and that's really bad because we could get a lot of like diseases in us because if I'm not waffling, because if a plastic cuts something in our skin inside of us, that's prone to like getting some type of disease, and then you're gonna get some type of cancer. No.
Spreads disease, so you're gonna get some type of cancer. Oh, she's so cute.
And in like it can like stop growth. So obviously I've ate
Pass
fish.
me the plastic then. Go on.
I've obviously made. I'll lift your whole room up.
Now the bottle, dummy.
It's like it stops growth and reproduction, believe it or not. So you might not be aware of it, but you could have eaten fish and never have a chance to reproduce ever again.
That's bullshit.
Could be, you know. Anyway, so 127 countries have banned plastic bags and like styrofoam cups, like plastic forks kind of. Our school is actually going to like wood and like renewable resources. Anyway, and then 27 countries are starting to, so they're like starting to like, so you know how in the UK we have to pay like £10 for like a plastic bag now. That's just how it is. They're like starting to do that.
It's 5p, dumbass.
And did you know there's also estimated 83 million metric tons of plastic that is equivalent to 25 Empire State buildings, and only 9% of those have been recycled. Now that is a mass amount of plastic going around the world. And did you know a country called I don't know how to pronounce it, Tamil Nadu, since January the 1st. Shut up. It's an actual country, okay? January the 1st
yes, guys,
of 2019 have banned plastic. And Faith, can you search where that country is?
Tell me how to spell it.
Tamil. Tamil Nadu.
Oh, I was typing something. Hang on.
They have banned plastic on January the 1st, 2019. Which is
how's it spelled?
Tamil.
Tamil.
Nadu.
Nadu.
Yeah.
Tamil Nadu.
Yeah, where is it?
It is in.
Is it in India?
Indian state.
Knew it! It's in India. I knew it. So, I'm pretty sure isn't India an LIC?
What?
And
A low income country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So India is an LIC, and this place called Tamil Nadu is in India. So them banning their plastic usage is actually going to like affect them negatively in a way, because the countries that are low income need easy ways to produce goods and like food, because food, like when you're wrapping it, you add plastic like cling film over the edge thingy, so they need this. So the fact that they're banning it is kind of affecting their financial gain, and then that could like, I don't know, like put them into poverty more. Like some countries in India are really like full of plastic, and that's because Bo, you're really listening to me. And that's because like they just don't know how to recycle, and then that's gonna affect them in the future. So let's talk about stuff that we can use that is sustainable, but not at the same time. So bamboo, as a first, you can use bamboo like toothbrushes, cups, like that. It's a really good idea because it's disposable. I don't know how to explain it, but like it can break down over time easily, and it's not going to be bad for the environment, because like it won't be bad for the environment. But then there's a negative thing for that, because they're going to be having to cut down massive amount of bamboo to make products, and that's not good, because countries in like Eastern Asia have a lot of bamboo growth, and if loads of them are being cut down, just how loads of trees are being cut down, it's not going to do good for them and for the animals who live off that bamboo, such as pandas and other animals and small animals, which will actually gain their... Put the volume down. Which will actually increase their
my fucking house.
Extinction rate. Yeah, and this is my fucking YouTube channel. I'm trying to educate these people that they probably already know about. I don't care.
Don't put your feet on my new duvet.
Duvet. Duvet.
Instant calm.
Anyway.
Instant calm.
And microplastics are very small.
You was talking about sustainable bullshit. Go back to that, dummy.
No, I'm switching around. So, are less than 5 ml thingy small. So like equivalent to a grain of rice, basically. Like that's how small they are. And as I was going back to the hospital, no, I haven't said anything. Yeah, if people consume it, they're going to have to go to hospital, which is going to, like, the hospitals are going to lose money caring for people who are unwell because of the plastics going into their system. Anyway.
More like cholera in low-income countries.
Anyway. Also, another sustainable thing that we can use is banana leaves. Did you know banana leaves can be unstickified and can be wrapped up?
Did you know you can use them for boots? They're
Yeah,
really good.
Exactly.
They're basically leather.
Yeah. If you get loads of banana leaves together, you can actually create everything. Well, not everything, but like...
You can create shoes and clothing.
You can make shoes. You can use it as a better resource for clothing.
Sticky
you can
nails.
use a wrap. Yeah, exactly. You can use it
I don't know if the posh people
to produce like wrap clothes instead of using cling film. And yeah, what else have I missed out? Oh yeah, and also, did you know that because if countries spend too much money on their NHS and stuff like that, they're not going to focus on other things in that area of town, so it's going to lead to urban decline, babe. So it's going to it's going to lead to urban decline, which is going to cause a lot of homeless people to get sick. And there was one person from an interview by the Bureau of Investigation Journalism, a man in Northampton was turned down to go to a hospital in the, I don't know, like NHS General or something, because he was homeless and he needed help because of the because he can't earn money because none of the businesses inside of the CBD stuff are like there because of like we're losing money, so that causes businesses to shut down, and that affects loads of them because they need money for that. And in every 278 people in Northampton are homeless. Every 280 people in Northampton. Yeah.
There's a lot of homeless people.
Yeah, there's like a lot of homeless people, and yeah, as I was saying, some of them, when they walk into a hospital and ask for help, they actually get turned down a lot of the times because there's so many cases to deal with, and they don't think, like, oh, they're homeless, they won't be able to pay for it. They're just going to turn them down, and that could be easily, like... I know, but, like, they turn... It's an interview! I literally watched it!
Okay.
Yeah, but he went in and he was like, yo, plastic in my system, help me. And they were like, no.
Don't use fucking needles, man.
True. Anyway, and that could lead to a lot of deaths, basically. If homeless people can't get jobs because of the NHS spending too much money on other things. Anyway, what else could I talk about? Well, it's 17 minutes and I'm going to reach to 20 minutes, so I need something to talk about. I'll be back while I chat to my fellow friends. Hey guys, so I've talked to my fellow workmates and we're going to discuss should secondary and maybe primary school children, well, students in general, can they be able to express themselves through, like, their hairstyles if they have dyed hair, nails, makeup, bracelets, all that stuff. So when, like, there have been studies shown that you better mute that.
I'm putting a song over it, Girl, I want to make you smile.
Anyway, so
Are you messing up my room?
no, this plastic bottle randomly dropped. See, plastic bottle.
It's keeping rocks in it from fresh prints.
Oh yeah. La 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 la. Running across the room, I saw you smile. Da, 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 da. Right, okay. So there have been studies shown that, like, loads of children now are, like, depressed because they aren't able to express themselves in school, and that's, like, a lot of children.
Great Depression.
In secondary are, like, being forced to, like, follow how the school wants them to be, which is, like, to all look the same, but then be unique in your own way. But, like, I understand that, but then at the same time, if you want children to be themselves, you should let them at least do one thing that they want to do. So, like, paint their nails. That's, like, a small thing. It's not going to affect any teachers. A teacher's not going to walk into a class and be like, oh, jolly good, Charlie, your nails are bothering me today, i.e. I mean, like...
They actually do that, though.
Yeah, they do that, but what's the point in it? Like, the nails aren't ruining your life. They're not causing you physical harm. It's not affecting your life as a teacher. So why should you be, like, annoyed that a student has painted their nails? Anyway, and another thing is, like, hair. If they're not allowed to, like, have their own hairstyle, they'll feel like they're not allowed to do anything. Girl, I want... Standing across the room, I saw you smile. To you.
I'm getting distracted.
La 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 long. La 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 long. Standing across the room, I saw you smile. I said I want to talk to you. Why'd you keep pausing it?
I don't. It's going on my story.
Okay. Okay, and like if children keep being told no,
They become stubborn brats.
yeah, they're going to be put in that mindset that whatever they're doing isn't right, and that isn't going to help them study at all. Like, you know, like that's just not going to help them. So if teachers are like, oh, I like your hair today, they're going to feel more confident as a person, and that's going to do them good educationally because they will have a positive outcome for life. You get me, bruv? I made 20 minutes. I don't think I have enough like things to talk about to make it to an hour. I mean, I could. So let me quickly talk to my dear associates.
This thing is taking ages.
Me?
No, she's making something.
Okay, so now for like the next 10 minutes maybe, I'm going to now talk about child depression and why people aren't taking it seriously as it should be taken. So, many boys are told like, oh, boys shouldn't cry, boys don't cry, and that like makes them themselves, if they do cry and like if they get hurt maybe and they start crying, or like they just feel like they're gonna start crying, they feel like, oh, what I'm doing is like bad, I shouldn't be crying because I'm a boy. That's like, first, that's really stereotypical to think that boys can't cry, and then second, don't cry, not can't cry, and second, that like makes them, I don't know, like think that they aren't worth it, which then is going to lead for them to be depressed, which is not good, because when they go for help, some people don't like listen properly and they won't get the help that they need, which will lead them to do worse things, as you know. So, you know, that's just, stop filming me.
I'm not. I'm on Snapchat trying to take photos so I can post them.
Oh Lord. Anyway, so Faith, what else did you say?
Fuck, I forgot. I don't even know, bro. Like,
You were on about
when
it.
they like when other people fake it.
Yeah, okay. So when children fake it, so let's say Tommy is faking being depressed, but this kid called Joe actually is depressed. If Tommy is faking it and he's getting help from the school, that person could be the only person out to be giving help to students in the school, which gives Joe like, who am I meant to talk to now? And now he's going to think that his problem isn't as big as Tom's problem, when it actually could be worse or less significant, but still getting help still like solves a lot of problems, even if it isn't that important, because it could be affecting them a lot. Anyway, I'm going to make it 25 minutes. It's now 23 minutes. So I'm going to talk to my friends again. What else should I talk about? I'll be back. Now I'm going to talk about the beauty industry and how it is extremely depressing, toxic, and like just, how could you like segregational? How do you say that? It's like, it's
segregational and like it's just really oppressing.
Is segregational a word though?
I don't know.
And it just like some places, like, you know, I know like models are like more plus size models are being introduced now to the beauty industry, but that like in the 1930s? When was Vogue created? Back in the day, it used to be like skinny is it, that's it, like skinny, that's it. And now they're being introduced to plus size model, that's great. But then they're probably only doing that because they want to get a wider range of audience so that they get more likes from people.
Oh my God,
in a way.
last year.
But then models do get depressed easily because they feel like they're not good enough for their modeling industry and get forced to do a lot of things like stay on a strict diet or look a certain way. And there was actually a model, do you remember that thing in Gucci, that model going down the runway and she had something written on her hands? It was like,
yeah,
mental illness is not
fashion.
Yeah, there's this woman, it's on Instagram, I can't be asked to find it, but it's on there, and she was on a runway for Gucci, I'm pretty sure, and she had like written on her hands, mental illness is not a fashion, because a couple of years back Gucci actually had a
mental health line.
Mental health, like fashion line where they wore straight jackets, and that just, why would you make that look like something good? Because it isn't. And I don't know, I just feel like beauty industries these days aren't very good. So yeah, it's now 26 minutes and I waffled for enough now. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's going to take a long time to upload. Bye, champs. Say bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.